Hi there, welcome back to lesson of parts of speech. This is Masum. In this lesson, it's all about verb. In this lesson, I'll talk about different kinds of verb and I will show you how to avoid common error in English. We will start stative or state verb and another name, another verb, action or dynamic verb. These are two main important verbs, and we will move. Very interesting and one of the most important topic which are related to verb, helping or auxiliary verb, and main verb. For example, be verb, do verb, have verb. We will discuss, and then uh, modal verbs, which is also helping verb. We know about this. Modal verb like may, might, will, would, can, could, etc. I hope you know to this. You use a lot too. And then we will move on regular or irregular verb, and finally we will move transitive and intransitive verb. Before we start, for any question, let me know in the comment section. I will talk to you there. So, first of all, what is a verb? Well, a verb is just a word that shows action or state. State means you can say situation, and two types of main verb as I mentioned you, stative or state verb, and another one is action or dynamic verb. What's the difference between two these? Let's see. Well, and number one, action verb express physical activities or process. For example, like verbs sit, stand, run, shout, etc. All of these are verbs express physical activities or process. But what about stative verb? A stative verb express a situation. For example, like verbs think, have, be, on, etc. All of these stative verbs express a situation. Remember that. In a sentence, for example, I have a large family. Here I use have. That means I'm not doing physical action. I'm telling just a situation about my family. Another example, Rahim likes chocolate cakes. Just give information about Rahim. But in action word, action verb, the children are playing in the park. We can say who's shouting. In both sentences, play and shout. These are physical activities or action. Just remember, don't make mistake. Okay, let's now move on and talk about very interesting and most important one of the which is related to verb, helping or auxiliary verb and main verb. Let's now and move on and talk about this topic. Alright, now talk about the most important helping verb, be verb, do verb and have verb. Let's look some common example. Rohim is working now. Can you tell me which are two verbs? Working and is are two main verbs. And which one the main verb? The main verb is working because that shows action happening. And what about is verb? Is actually shows present tense. For example, we can say Rohim is not working now. Be negative. Another one is Rohim working now. Be verb questioning. Okay. In that same way, do verb we can say I don't play cricket every weekend. It shows do negative. Another example, do you play cricket every weekend? That shows questioning do verb. Okay, and what about have verb? Very well. For example, we can say I have visited Cox's Bazar 4 times. Very well. We know that visited is the main verb. Okay. And why use have? Did you notice that? Well, I have or we have visited Cox's Bazar last year. In the last sentence, I am talking about a single experience. But when we can say we have visited Cox's Bazar 4 times, that time I am not talking about a single experience, but I am talking about my life experience. So that's why we use have. Let's now talk about another types of helping verb model. Model like may, might, can, could, shall, should, must, need, etc. I hope you use a lot to model express a mood in a sentence. Mood in a grammar, attitude of the speaker. Remember that. Model also express ability. For example, we can say my sister can play the guitar. In that sentence, play is the main verb and can modal verb. Just remember. For another example, we can say here you mustn't smoke here. So model express a mood in a sentence. Okay, let's now talk about and move on, discuss about regular or irregular verb. We have to know a little bit background of the information. Of course, we know about present from, past from, and future from. Do you know how many forms in English? There are 5 forms in English: base from, present from, past participle from, and last one is continuous or ing from. Well, and we can say, and now talk about regular verb in present tense. In present tense, we can say cook or cooks. I, you, they, we. Cook and he, she, it express cooks. Okay, how can I guess regular verb? Very well. In regular verb, present from cook, past from cooked, ed last, past participle from also cook, and continuous or ing from cooking. So notice that cook ed ending, present or past from, and past participle from also ed ending. Both are ed ending. So that's why we say and we understand in this concept, ed ending is regular verb. We cannot do that with irregular verb in present tense. Go or goes, because third person singular number, and past from went, and past participle from gone. Not ed ending in irregular verb. You might be thinking, how can I guess past participle from and past from in irregular verb? There is actually no rules making past tense and past participle tense in irregular verb. We have to learn them, just experience. Alright, and now let's look and talk about our final types of verb: transitive and intransitive verbs. Have you heard before? That's very easy and so important. Irregular verb takes a, an object. So what do I mean by object? Object, noun or pronoun receive action. So you might be feeling confusing. Okay, that's fine, very well. Let's look some simple example. I hope you understand clearly the concept. He writes a letter. I read a novel. he writes a letter, and what I write, a novel. A novel and a letter, these are all transitive verb. Intransitive verb that does not take any object. For example, live, run, sleep, sit, stand, etc. These are all intransitive verb. For example, we can say in a sentence, the car stopped, the door opened, the old man laughed loudly. So these are all intransitive verb that don't take any object. So eventually we can say transitive verb takes an object, but intransitive verb that don't take object. That's the difference between them. Well, I hope you understand all of this. Remember to subscribe the channel. See you in the next class.